Welcome back to Breaking Waves. It is mid-March in this episode and we are in Banderas Bay, Mexico, catching up on boat work after sailing all the way down from Canada. Our goal is to combine surfing and sailing, so 4 years ago we bought our 41-foot sailboat, taught ourselves to sail in some of the trickiest waters in Canada. We put a lot of work into restoring her back to her former circumnavigating self. And 7 months ago,
our first offshore passage,
we head offshore and are finally living our dream. But this week, Ben has head home to Canada for work and I am left to my own devices as I tackle some boat jobs a la Alie style. I don't know, I'm just gonna rip up the floor and see what I can find. Morning. And you? You want breakfast? Come here. Bark. Okay. It's funny, people always ask me like what I do on the boat when Ben's gone. So I figured I'd show you. I'm gonna film a day in the life of Alie with when Ben's back in BC on the boat. It's a down day, but it's the reality. So I hope you like it. I normally wake up around 8:30 or 9, have a coffee and walk Bruce before getting down to work. Editing is my main job, and every Friday the episodes go out early and ad-free on Patreon, so that's a weekly deadline that I have to work with. I spend about 30 hours a week on the episode, depending on the quality of those hours and honestly how well I focus. It is 1:45. I spent all morning editing, and around this time I usually get a little bit bored of sitting and a little restless, and instead of forcing my way through it, I usually take a break and find a boat job to do. So recently, well, I kind of started one and then I got distracted by another, but if you want the truth about having a dog on board, here it is. You need to be very careful about all of the hair and sand that they bring in, because if your dog is as hairy as Woos, it's a lot. And we had a survey recently and he was like, hey guys, do you have a dog on board? Because your bilge has a lot of hair in it.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
And then hair can kind of clog, and I want our bilge pump to be able to keep up, and it can't sometimes if it's clogged with dog hair. Anyway, I don't want it to get to that point, so I'm gonna clean out the bilge now. Originally I was looking at running hoses to put in a transom shower, but I had to lift up the spine in order to get there, and I saw the bilge, so I'm like, well shit, I'll just do two at once. So the spine comes up probably similar to a lot of other ones, so I lifted these. Thankfully I cleaned them last night. It's a good thing that you are cute, mister. Whoa! So yeah, I'm just gonna shop vac all around in here so that I don't just dump all this filth into the bilge, and then I'll be able to pull up the floor and see what existing hoses I already have running from the freshwater tanks, because it's gonna be a freshwater transom shower. Yeah, here we go. Day in the life of Alie. Upon investigating what kinds of hoses that I would need and how much, I discovered that we apparently should already have some run under our floors somewhere. This of course meant that I got credit for completing a boat job that I didn't actually have to do, so I set off to find them. Right there. Assuming red is hot and green is cold. And they seem to run forward. I'm just gonna chase them. See how far they go. That's awesome. This is an easier project because I don't have to run anything. I'll put my music back on. I had already pulled apart one side of the boat to get access to where I thought I was going to run the hoses. But when I found out that they had already been run along the other side of the boat, which meant I had to pack everything back up and unpack the other side. Man, sometimes I'm gonna have to show you guys all the systems on the boat. I know we haven't done a boat tour yet, but I don't understand why the previous owner disconnected so many things. I found the hoses. They're back here just disconnected. Maybe they wanted to take the transom shower with them onto their next boat or something. Oh, guys, I found them. You wanna come into the hole with me? Oh God, this isn't great for people with hips. So welcome to our hole. It's hard to see. Steering quadrant, cables, autopilot arm. Way down there, you see some cables. That gray one, there's two. They circle around and go nowhere because they end here. And that's our hot and cold. That's crazy, we have hot and cold. That is much more than I was expecting. Transom shower. Sweet, we're gonna have a transom shower. Sweet, I get credit for this job and I really didn't do very much, it was already run. Now I just gotta figure out how we can attach all this. So technically I'm getting away with really not having to do that hard of a boat job because the hose was already run, but I still get to knock it off my to-do list for the week. Sweet! I am running out of energy, so I might get back to editing here. The nice thing about working your own job, being self-employed, is that I can work around my own energy fluxes and ebbs and flows. So I don't know, I might give up on trying to find the switch and maybe ask Ben if he knows where it is when he gets back, and just like edit for now. Or I might keep looking. I don't know. Yeah, but that's where I'm at. So I finished off another couple hours editing before having dinner and taking Bruce to the beach for our nightly fetch fest. Good morning. That's embarrassing. It is Thursday. On my week alone. Boat life a la Alie. And Ben comes home on Saturday. I just wanted to update you. I know you've seen a couple of things that I've been doing, a day in the life. I'm editing right now, but I just wanted to keep you posted. A little bit of a wrench was thrown into some things. Bruce has gotten a little bit sick. It's not uncommon for Bruce to get into something and have it not agree with his stomach. He's a very food-focused dog, which means that sometimes when we're playing at the beach, he'll find a chicken wing or, I don't know, a shell and eat it. And it won't agree with him. It usually takes a day or two to pass, and then he's perfectly fine. What is alarming this time around is that we're on day 3, and usually it's passed by then. He's throwing up, which usually he doesn't throw up. He just comes out the back end. And also this time there's a little bit of blood in his poop. So not common, kind of alarming. It had me worried yesterday, so I took him to the vet, and she was like, well, you know, she gave him a couple shots. She checked him over, and she was like, listen, if it's still going on tomorrow, bring him back. I was up all night again, with him, and it is unfortunately still going on. So I'm exhausted, and we're gonna take him back to the vet today and make sure that he is okay, because he doesn't seem to be acting like himself, and I am a little worried about him. All right, pal, let's go to the vet. We'll get you feeling better. Okay? Come on. Come on, big jump. Oh, you're caught. Chili. He is getting blood work done, and then we're gonna give him the same 2 shots that he got yesterday, which is for his inflammation in his intestines, and antibiotics, hydration, etc. No puppy. What happened? Yeah, but. Okay, So the vet said that we did blood work today, and the vet says that his intestines and his kidney is inflamed, which could just mean that he ate something, but, sorry, his kidney and his liver is inflamed, which could just mean that he ate something that was a bit toxic for him. So we got new food. But also she did blood work today, and she said that his red blood cell count is down, which could mean his kidneys are starting to be funky. So we're going back again tomorrow to do more tests on his kidneys. It's kind of surprising because I was like, he's not even 8 yet. And like the kidneys, nothing causes that. But she said, I guess that's prevalent in golden retrievers, so better to err on the side of caution than not, and hopefully he's feeling better by tomorrow. Good morning. I have great news for you guys. Guess who slept all the way through the night? This guy! Brucey! Are you feeling better? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, lordy. It is Friday morning, and this is the first time since Sunday night that Bruce has slept all the way through the night and not had to wake me up to try to go to the bathroom, since he doesn't go on the deck, or doesn't go on the boat. So we got a full night's sleep, and I think he's feeling better. He looks a lot better. That is a breath of fresh air. That is an absolute relief. I am so stoked. I was worried. I was really, really starting to worry there, and we are gonna have a much better day. This week is behind us. Dodo's feeling better. Thank goodness. Thank you everyone who messaged me on Instagram and caring. He's doing okay today, right now. We'll see. But that's progress. That's what I wanted. Woo! Last time at the vet today. Hopefully just for blood work to make sure that everything looks good. Hopefully everything looks good. And then we're through the woods. That sounds good. I can't tell you for sure what happened to Bruce, whether he ate something toxic or was malnourished from the cheap Mexico food he was on. Go get it! But I can tell you that since we switched him to a fancy vet brand of food, he's been back to his cuddle-loving, derpy self. Thankfully, because breaking waves is not the same without him. The next morning after the vet, the episode was finished and uploading, so I set to tackling the last and most annoying job, resealing the hatches. Now, I spent a solid 2 hours under the Mexican sun trying to cut through old sealant until our boat neighbor, Jamie, from Parlay Revival, yelled, "Hey, Alie, are you sure it's not just your handles and hinges that are leaking?" I took a look, and it did seem as though all the drop marks were coming from the hinge area. So I removed one that popped off rather easily, and I found a very small amount of old crusty sealant underneath. Yeah, I definitely think these are the culprits because it looks like they had a seal at one point and it's like coming off and barely there. So this is definitely a cause for leakage, I'd say. And hopefully this is the only cause. Now, I can't be certain yet because we haven't tested it, but if Jamie's right, then he just saved me about a week's worth of work. So I set to resealing all of the hinges and handles. Later that week, our friends from our hometown came to visit us, and we had perfect weather for an evening sunset sail, complete with humpbacks showing off right beside the boat.
Yeah, we gotta get the
Honestly, I don't know what's better, the whale breaching or Shannon's screams of delight.
So surreal. Oh my God! Alie, you should get a kiss. Wow, they're coming right at us. I love the excitement. I feel like it wants us to see. Whoa! That was great with your dinghy. What? Doctors weigh in. We have a meeting. We have a gray whale. Is interested in the black dinghy. This is our regular life. Yeah, this is it. Every day is like this.
Go ahead and hit subscribe and the like button while you're here so that you don't miss out on our upcoming episodes. And while you're here, you might as well check out our last week's episode where we upgrade our dinghy system in absolute paradise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
What? It's just a whale, you little dink. Not a bad flake for a couple of doctors.